What's up, everybody? What is happening, good people? Hope everybody is well, and welcome to the latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, and I'm looking at this camera here, and I don't know why it's got me appealing so close to you guys. But hey, y'all don't mind, right? Let me get the microphone together. It seems like, man, throughout the week, I'm always moving this microphone around. Let me get it closer. What's happening, good people? How's everybody doing, man? We're going to jump right in. I'm going to not, spend so much time on talking and such and get right to the meat and potatoes because I know that's what you guys want to talk about. And actually, give me a second, guys. I am going to adjust this camera just a bit, as you guys are seeing me resize things here in real time. There we go. But how's everybody doing this evening, man? I hope everybody is well. Y'all know how we do. We're going to kick everything off here by saying hello to the early viewers. Hopefully everybody is able to hear me. I'm pretty sure you guys are hearing me. So, I'm not gonna ask you guys to confirm that. I think we're good to go. Let me tell you what the topics will be about tonight. As you can see, guys, in the title there, the main topic, Najee Harris signs rookie contract, and we'll talk about that. I'll give you my thoughts on that as far as what that says about him, in my opinion. We'll also talk a little bit about, JuJu Smith Schuster's comments, about Ben Roethlisberger and it being his last season. I'll give you my thoughts on whether he should have said it or not, or just how I feel about it in general. I didn't hear the entire thoughts, so if some of you guys want to correct me and tell me exactly what he said, then, feel free. Also, I want to talk about 75% is being reported of the Steelers roster being at OTAs, including Ben Roethlisberger. So I will talk about that. And then other than that, man, the last thing I got is, and I see that my spelling is wrong here, so I'm going to correct that. The last thing I got here, man, is, what role, and I put rule, well, what role do we think Anthony McFarland will have this season? What role do we think he will play in the offense? And like I said, I'm going to correct this, guys. Let me do it really quick. I'm a little OCD when it comes to things like that. I want my stuff to be correct. So give me two shakes of a rattlesnake. Whoa. We got double audio here. Let me close that out. Oops. Give me 2 shakes of a rattlesnake, and I will get that together, and then we will give our early shout outs. And then we'll dive right into the comments, topics, or what have you. And it's funny, the night when I tell y'all that I wasn't going to do too much beating around the bush, here I am already beating around the bush, if you will. But give me a second, man. You guys don't mind, right? We having a good time. I got to fix that. Like I said, I'm a little OCD when it comes to stuff like that. So I wrote what rule should be what role. There we go. I just put the wrong vowel, if you will. Put the wrong vowel there. But alrighty. Let's say hello and what's up to the early commenters. Lawyer L, Joshua Shields, Garen Williamson, Stillmatic. I love that name. I've told you that before, but I love how you got that spelling there. Kevin, is it Botwin? He says, peace and happiness still a nation. And the reason why I'm reading Kevin's comment here, I don't know if I've seen your name before, so you might be a new viewer, and if you are, welcome. If you've been here before and I've missed you, I apologize. But like I said, I told you guys, I have a little bit of a photographic memory, so a lot of times I'm able to see or recognize, names that I may not have seen before. I got to adjust one more thing here, guys, if y'all bear with me. I think this microphone is a little too loud. Yeah, let me turn that gain down a little bit. There we go. Let's keep it moving. My good buddy Ron Simpson in the building. Mr. Winningham in the building. Lance and Shield. Steelers Nation 412. Can't get more Pittsburgh than that, right? Rel Fax. Hello, Miss Lanisha. How you doing this evening? Charlie Brown. Hello, Miss Destiny. How you doing this evening? Daryl Dukes. What's going on? Who else we got? Really quick, and then we'll get to it. Good brother Kenyon in the building. Jordan Mid. And we might be able to stop right there. Brian Shaw. Do I see a few more names? My homeboy, Antoine Myers in the building, man. He says, showing support for Sim from a Cowboys fan. That's my good guy right there, man. What up, Twan? Hope you're doing well, man. By the way, you don't mind me calling you that. I noticed I just started calling you Twan just because I've known some, people in my lifetime named Antoine, and that's just automatically the short version. But honestly, I've met a lot of people, believe it or not, guys, that don't want you chopping their name up. Like, I've known people named Michael that they don't want to be called Mike. You know what I mean? So I don't think Antoine minds that, but I'm going to ask that. I'm always going to ask to make sure I'm abiding by what you want to be called. You know what I mean? Hello, Miss Debbie. How you doing? So we'll end it right there with Miss Debbie. Let's get to it, guys. All this talking, all this yakking, and no action. So let's get right to it. Let's see. First one of these topics I would jump into. Let's talk about OTAs. Not a whole lot to spend here. Not a whole lot of time here for me to dive into that. I will say it is a good sight. It's a good sight to see guys like Ben Roethlisberger, at OTAs. We usually don't see him doing these things. Remember, OTAs are voluntary. Right. And you remember all of that talk early on about the players, probably not participating or some of it being virtual. Even remember Cam Hayward came out and strongly spoke against it. And we understand why. We understand why there's still, the threat of the, coronavirus and people's health and things like that. But right now, things have really changed over the last couple months. The daily infection rates have gone down. Obviously, hospitalizations have gone down. Deaths and things like that have gone down. I mean, you still can't let your guard down, but the world has changed a little bit. So I can understand people maybe changing their mind, so to speak, or, just feeling a little differently about it. People are allowed to change their mind. And it's weird because in the social media world, people act like you can't change your mind. And we all have changed our mind on plenty of things, right? Even something as little as what you decided to have for dinner tonight. You had it in your mind that you was going to have this, and then at the last minute, you know what? I ain't going to do that. So I don't understand why, us, the fans, the consumers, if you will, we take so much to heart when it comes to what players say and what your favorite athlete says and your favorite music artist or your favorite, actor, actress. We're all people at the end of the day, so I'm not going to blame Cam Hayward for what seemingly, some people would say, oh, that seems a little hypocritical. He was preaching this a few weeks ago, and now No, you know what I'm going to say? That's Cam Hayward, and that's a captain on our team. And, from what I saw, I didn't, read the full thing, but I did see where apparently he said, him not being there, he doesn't want anyone to be ostracized or, to me, that shows leadership, to show up. And like I said, it's been reported it's roughly 75% of the roster was there. Can't be mad at that, especially Ben Roethlisberger. We know Ben Roethlisberger usually does not participate in these type of things. And maybe I'm wrong. Somebody correct me in the chat, but I don't recall Ben Roethlisberger normally being available for these, voluntary off-season type of trainings. You know what I mean? Don't usually see that. Now, it got me to thinking. And this could be me just going down a rabbit hole, but, I try to analyze things from time to time to see if I can dive into someone's brain. The fact that we're seeing Ben Roethlisberger do this, might that mean that Ben Roethlisberger is literally confirming that this is his last season? What do you think? And that can roll me right into JuJu's comment. I'll get to that in a second. What do you think? Am I right or wrong, guys? Y'all let me know. Am I right or wrong that Ben doesn't usually participate in OTAs? I could be wrong, but I know it's something that he doesn't participate in. I want to say it's the OTAs. It's something right before the mandatory minicamp that he normally doesn't participate in. So I'll keep, yakety-yakking until somebody answers that in the comments. But am I right about that, guys, or am I thinking about something a little later on in the offseason? But if I'm not mistaken, I think it's typically the OTAs that Ben Roethlisberger has been notorious for not attending because they weren't mandatory. I believe that's correct. And y'all see me looking over to my right, your left, trying to see the comments, and nobody is commenting, but I'm going to just assume that. Yep. I believe that as well, still a nation. But anyway, I'll peek back over here, and if I'm wrong, I'll correct myself. But again, let's assume that what I'm saying is correct. Roethlisberger normally does not attend these OTAs. Usually he does not attend things that are off-season type of, non-mandatory. Let me see. Wait a minute. Nope, I thought I had got a text message. Ben is excited. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to just assume what I said is correct. So let's speak from that perspective. Since he usually doesn't participate in OTAs, is he confirming? This is it. You know what they say when you retire from something? Sometimes, you want to soak it all in. Remember like Drew Brees, how he was looking around the stadium when he walked off the field? Maybe Ben Roethlisberger feels like, look, man, this is my last season. I'm going to do everything because when it's gone, it's gone. I'll be longing for OTAs next season. When it's gone, it's gone. You understand what I'm saying? So I kind of feel like, again, this is just me, conjuring something up in my mind. I kind of feel like Ben Roethlisberger is low-key telling us, yeah, we all know this is probably my last year, but I think he's kind of telling us by attending OTAs so early. Think about it. It's May. I don't recall seeing Ben Roethlisberger do this. And again, if any of you guys can comment on that, let me see. Eric Duffy says, I don't believe Ben has participated in any OTAs or voluntary workouts in recent years. That's what I'm saying, man. He don't do it. I thought I was right about that. He doesn't do it. So again, I kind of feel like him doing it this season is kind of letting us know, yeah, well, let's talk football. Maybe he wants to get as much time as he can with Matt Canada in the new install. Y'all see how I'm looking right? Like, yeah, right, Ben. Maybe. If I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, maybe he just want. And if that's what he's doing, great. And listen, I'm not knocking Ben for whatever he's doing. I'm just saying, is he giving us a peek behind the curtain by attending everything, knowing this is the last ride, the last dance, if you will? I don't know. Now that brings me to JuJu's comment. Why is he comfortable saying that publicly? JuJu Smith Schuster doesn't normally say stuff that's out the way or off base. To me, it seemed like he generally, the stuff he speaks on, when he speaks, he's generally saying stuff that's a known fact, or, you know what I mean? Maybe Ben has already told the guys, like, yeah, this will be my last time. And, maybe that's what he said. Now, again, I didn't hear what he said. I definitely plan to do that. I just, honestly, I just didn't get a chance to do it before the show. But supposedly he said something to the effect of this was going to be Ben's last season. And I don't know what kind of context he put it in. Media always blows things out of context. But should he have said that or not? I have no problem with it. Now, if some of you guys heard what he said, then y'all let me know. But I have no problem. Oh, somebody said he attended in 2019. Okay. Like I said, I just know there's certain things that Ben usually misses that are voluntary. But I have no problem with what JuJu said, man. So what? Here's the thing that I'm asking Steelers fans and the media that's covering this. Who's surprised by that? Like, why are we acting surprised to find out that this is Ben's last season? Isn't everybody expecting that anyway? I don't get the hoopla. I don't get the hoopla, big time media outlets. I know why y'all do it. But come on, man. Find something better to talk about. If we were to confirm, if Ben Roethlisberger came out today and said, yes, this is definitely, why is that news to us? We all are anticipating that. Everyone is. With the the way they redid his deal and him taking less money, we all are assuming that. Now, if he want to be Brett Favre for a while and keep pump faking retirement and coming back, that's up to him. But it should be no surprise if that is actually the case. So I have zero problem with JuJu Smith Schuster saying it from a speculatory standpoint, or maybe he knows something that we don't. That's it. Whoa, what's going on there? That's it. My camera wanted to put the spotlight on you, boy. There we go. Yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got on that. So what? Who cares? Who cares? All right, let's see what else we got on the list. Let's talk about Anthony McFarland. I don't have the answer here, and I'm really going to rely on you guys in the chat. I want to get everyone involved here and give me your opinion. The question I have is, what do we think Anthony McFarland's role will be in 2021? Honestly. Not from a standpoint of what we want it to be. Come on, man. I see what I got. I'm going to have to start doing, guys. I'm going to have to start using manual focus on my camera so it stops doing this lighting off and on type situation. Do y'all see this? My camera's playing games with me right now. Look, do y'all see this? Hold on, man. Give me a second. Let me back it up. Whoops. No. Give me a second, man. This thing is tripping. Straight tripping, homie. It just took a picture of me. Now I'm frozen. Y'all see this? My camera straight tripping, homie. All right. Let's go. We'll see if it stays. If not, whatever. It's just going to be flash on, flash off. Where was I? Not from a standpoint of what we want him to be or a standpoint of what you think he's going to be based on a relationship with Canada. Let's do it from a realistic standpoint. I promise y'all, I'm going to look over here in the chat in a minute. But here's my thoughts. I think whatever role we were expecting Anthony McFarland to have in 2021 has got dramatically reduced. Not his fault at all. But you got to think about it like this. The Steelers drafted a 3-down running back, a bell cow, a Le'Veon Bell replica. He's good at pass pro. He can catch. He can run the football. He's the best running back in your room that can do it all. I am assuming that we're going to see a situation where Najee Harris is only coming out when we just want to spell him a few downs. However, maybe not. Maybe Matt Canada's plan is to have a steady rotation of running backs. We'll see. I know some people a lot of times put that on Tomlin because history has shown that Tomlin likes that bell cow type of guy, the do-it-all type of guy, and he's going to keep feeding you and feeding you and feeding you Seymour. But we'll see. We'll see what influence Canada actually has on personnel usage and things like that, utilization of the guys you have. But from the surface, I just feel like, again, not because of what Anthony McFarland may or may not become, I feel bad for him, man, because he could be one of those guys. You know how you just get drafted and you just, you go to a team where you're kind of not really in the cards, so to speak, because of who's in front of you or the style of play. Almost like when the Steelers drafted Dennis Dixon, I still don't know why we did that. I till this day, I don't understand that why. Still don't understand why we did that. But sometimes that happens, right? And even like quarterbacks. I know people hate or love Mason Rudolph, but when you're a quarterback like that, when, you know, the franchise guy is still there and is going to pretty much play your entire contract, you know, you really don't get no burn. And you got lucky last season, the season before last, and he was able to play a little bit. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like, it sucks sometimes when that happens to certain type of players. Like Anthony McFarland might have to be one of those dudes that somehow does enough, proves enough to another team to get a chance and, you know, maybe get an opportunity to go elsewhere. And, you know what I'm saying? We'll see. We shall see. But that's why I don't feel like he's going to be a huge part of this offense. Again, we don't know what Matt Canada has in store, but my fear for him is that it's going to turn into the gadget type of situation. This is what I mean. When he comes in the game, you kind of know what's happening because he's not coming in regular enough. You understand what I'm saying? It's like when we was bringing in Ray McLeod, before he was really playing in the slot, it was kind of like, okay, what they're about to do, because this guy doesn't normally come out there. I don't want it to end up into that situation like that. What I would love to see is do a mix of spelling, like a heavy rotation, like boom, boom. You know, you throughout the game, you got different personnel packages. I'm cool with that. Everybody getting touches. You know what I'm saying? I would be cool with that. But that would be my initial fear for Anthony McFarland, man, is that, you know, my initial fear for him, man, is he's just not going to get the opportunity because Naji is going to be a 3-down back. And if that's the case, does it feel like a wasted draft pick? Sometimes it happens like that. You know, I know some people, see, people always got, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. You're going to have them people that's going to say, see, that's why we shouldn't have drafted him when we did. We should have drafted someone else. Come on, man. They tried to use him a little bit last year. You know, he didn't work out. And, you know, and again, there's multiple reasons why. I don't think it's him. You know, I think he still can be what he was at Maryland. I think he still has room to mature. He's still young. Came out a year early. But I just think that, you know, he's not going to get that opportunity because you got this bell cow in front of you. So we'll see. I hope, you know, honestly, I would hope to see some situations where how would this stress a defense? Put Naji, split him out, and have McFarland in the backfield. How would that stress a defense? Deontay Johnson, JuJu, Claypool, Naji. You know what I mean? And McFarland in the backfield. I would love, Matt Canada, if you're listening, please. I would love to see something like that. Get creative with it if we're going to utilize them. So, you know, TBD. It just makes me wonder, you know, what 21 will look like for Anthony McFarland. But last topic that I got, man, like I told y'all, man, it's short night. Let me see what you guys had to say about McFarland. I'm gonna browse the chat really quick, see if any of you guys got any opinions on that. I don't see nothing. Dante says McFarland will be a change of pace back for us, and he can run sweeps, etc., like he did in college. Very true, but what I don't want us to forget is Benny Snell is probably going to be the number 2, more than likely. So again, it will definitely come down to what Matt Canada foresees with the offense. Again, it might be Naji, McFarland. Like you said, McFarland might be the spell guy, the change of pace guy. But so we'll see. That's going to be interesting. Mr. Winningham says, I think he is going to be an incredible weapon with Naji. Same packages, also change of pace. It's like having a mini ETN. Yeah, I got high expectations, man. I'm just a little nervous about it. Kenya says, oh my God, what happened? I just went dark again, man. I tell you, this daggone camera. It's probably about time for me to get another camera, right? That's me being sidetracked. For you guys that are into cameras, I'm still using and you know, when you use a real camera, you can use these cameras for years, but what I'm currently using, and I've had it for a long time, I'm using a Canon 60D. Yeah, 60D. And for you guys that know cameras, y'all know, yeah, that's been around for a while. But, most of the time with cameras, it's about lenses and stuff like that. But I do think it is time for me to upgrade. Because I do take some pictures and photos here and there, but, it's time for me to upgrade. So maybe I will put some of you guys' donations to good use, which I always try to do anyway. A lot of times I try to invest back into the show, lighting and stuff. I bought a new computer and all that kind of stuff. Maybe it's time for me to upgrade. Maybe look into a Sony or something like that. Lanisha said Gremlins messing with. Yeah, I know they. I need a Mongwai, and the Gremlins need to go somewhere. I need a Mongwai to keep me straight. Let me get back to what I was saying. Don't discount Snell as the number 2. Yeah, Charlie, that's where I'm at with it too. It's gonna be interesting, man. I'm really looking forward to. And I'm all over the place, but this is what live shows are all about, right? I'm really looking forward to the competition, man, that I think we're gonna really see this year. Y'all already know how I feel about the secondary, particularly the cornerback position. Both outside and inside, we know we got to replace Hilton in the nickel, but I'm very interested in seeing timeout. We got to stop myself. Round of applause to C. Antoine Hill for the donation. I don't know if it worked. Looks like it did. But if it didn't, my bad. But it looks like it did. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second. I see what's wrong. Don't y'all love how I be all over the place, man? That's let y'all know that it's live, I find it enjoyable, man, when I'm all over the place. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Round of applause. All right. Let's get back to what I was saying. Before I do that, let me read his comment. He says, how about McFarland in the slot and Naji in the backfield so they could run a reverse handoff from Naji to McFarland? Yeah, all of those opportunities, man. Can you imagine, though? I'll give you one even better than that. I ain't going to say better, but imagine getting Ray in that mix, too. Get all of your playmakers. Like, somehow you get Ray McLeod lined up, Naji, McFarland, and Deontay John, like just the guys who are shifty. That's a nightmare for our defense. That is a nightmare. Let me tell you something right now. That linebacker is under pressure. You got, boy, I'd get super creative. I would put Ray and McFarland essentially in the slots, right? I'll do 2x2. Boy, oh boy. And put McFarland and Naji McFarland and Ray McLeod playing those two inside spots, on the 2x2. And then you'll have Claypool and JuJu on the outside, or Deontay and perhaps JuJu or Claypool, and then Naji in the back. Man, defenses would be really under pressure dealing with me. And of course, you can't stay in that because then, some teams will try to match personnel. But I'm telling you, you come out in that set, what do? The linebacker is panicking. What do you do? So there you have it. I forgot what I was saying, folks. I honestly did. Before I read the comment there from C. Antoine Hill, I know I was talking about McFarland. I think I might have been off of that. I was saying something about Naji taking the snaps. Yeah. I think I'm done with that. So let me go ahead and move on, man, to the next comment. The next topic, and then I'll get to the phone calls. So Najee Harris has already signed his rookie contract. Let me tell y'all why I love that. And not only just Naji, shout outs to Pat Fryermuth as well. But Najee Harris, let me get the particulars. Najee has signed his rookie contract as a first rounder. Rookie deal, 4 years, of course, and it's worth $13.1 million guaranteed. So boy put a little money in his pocket, right? Happy for him. But I'm more so happy for him because it shows more of what I've been saying about Najee Harris. This guy is a great human being. And some people might look at this and say, oh, it's no big deal. No, it is. Because we've seen around the league, even with our own team, we've seen where it takes the number one draft pick, you know, the first round pick and all that. They extended, and then finally get a deal done. To see him able to get a deal done that quick, it further goes along with who he is. His personality, him being humble, you know, no nonsense type of dude. And I love that. I love that. And like I said, if you guys haven't seen it, go watch his interviews. Go watch, you know, the special pieces that they have on him as far as, you know, the stuff he does with, you know, whether it's a homeless shelter or a food bank in the area. Even when he came to Pittsburgh, the first thing he did, you know, when they gave him a little tour, you know, around the stadium, they was having a special event and he wanted to go talk to the people that, you know, that was in charge of, I think they were doing a food drive or something like that. That's just who he is. He is a good dude. I love that. I love that. Because again, outside of sports and entertainment, you know, the things that I like a lot of times, man, when you get a chance to see your favorite athlete or your favorite, again, your musician or whoever, and you get to see what their real personality is. I love that. I love that. I love when we get to see who these folks really are, you know, because I'm a principled guy. I'm an integrity guy, you know, so I'm really big on who people are, right? Quick sidebar. Let me give you all a quick sidebar really quick, man, before I get to the phone calls. Speaking of personality, right? I know you guys have all seen all of the crazy stuff that's going on with, you know, podcasts and stuff like that. And I know y'all have seen the Kwame Brown stuff, right? So let me just shed some quick light on what I mean by personality, right? So in case you guys haven't seen it, you know, I haven't seen them all. I literally haven't really watched any of the back and forth. I've kind of just seen it on timeline and, you know, people are talking about it. The only thing that I actually watched, I watched about 30 minutes of his live stream that he did last night in regards to the apology that he got from Charlamagne. You know, you guys may or may not know who that is. Charlamagne the God. He's on the Breakfast Club, you know, and if that's not enough, then it doesn't apply to you anyway. Right? You wouldn't know, but he's basically a radio, you know, host, yada, yada, yada. So funny thing is this, Charlamagne apologized, right? But let me tell you guys what he apologized for. So apparently Kwame Brown decided a couple weeks ago that he was just going to go after everybody that has wrongfully, you know, shamed him or what have you, and throw dirt on his name and all of that. And I'm going to be honest with you, I respect it. I respect it, even though I understand what it is. I think he's about to start a podcast or something like that. So I understand it's kind of like your rollout. I get it. I ain't mad at that. But he's been going at everybody, and mainly Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. And let me give you guys a quick funny. He called Matt Barnes Becky with the good hair. That's just hilarious to me. Well, anyway, let me sum this up and we'll get back to Pittsburgh stuff. Because I want to make a point here about personality. So anyway, in Charlamagne's attempt to kind of hold Kwame Brown down, what he said, and hold on, real quick, got to interrupt myself, round of applause. Shout outs to the good brother Sasquatch. Says, if we don't pick up any more free agents, are you comfortable with what we have? Yeesh. No. Short answer is no. I would like to see a free agent of some sort, edge rusher. Other than that, I'm not beefing too much on any other position. I mean, if there's a corner that you think that you want to be in the starting rotation, fine. maybe even left tackle. If there's a left tackle that you feel like has a better opportunity than what we have currently. But other than that, I would say even more so than corner, because I want to see what these young guys are going to do, because they're pretty much competing for the third spot or the nickel spot. I would say offensive line, particularly left tackle and edge rusher. You know, I'm not comfortable if we don't address those areas because, I mean, no disrespect, but Cassius Marsh, you know, okay. So there's my short answer. So really quick, guys, back to Charlamagne really quick, right? In his attempt to hold Kwame Brown down, like, you know, to hold him down, he kind of was like, yo, y'all better leave that boy alone. And then he proceeded to say, and I didn't see this until tonight, right? Because I don't just run to watch that. I saw it tonight because I listened to Kwame's thing last night. So I was like, let me see, what did Charlamagne actually say? So in his attempt to try to hold him down, he proceeds to tell live on air about Kwame's father and some of his brothers and some situations that they found themselves in. Some murders happened, all kinds of stuff, right? Now, here's what I mean about personality and who you are. I like Charlamagne for the most part. I like people who are willing to speak their mind and, you know, they are unapologetic about being themselves. I like that. Same thing I said about Joe Budden, right? But when you're wrong, you're wrong. Same thing I said about Joe Budden. I usually rock with Joe Budden as far as his takes, but he was wrong how he handled his situation. And Charlamagne, let me say this. You dead wrong. Fam, what, you don't do that. You don't proceed to, even, I don't care if it's public record or whatever, you don't sit on the radio and try to hold me down by telling people how thorough my pops was and my brothers. Come on, bro. So I look at Charlamagne with the side eye when it comes to that, like, huh? And that's my point. I'm big on principle and personality. That was shady. You don't do that. You don't do that. Don't do that. Like I said, I generally rock with Charlamagne, but come on, brother. You don't do that. So I'm with Kwame Brown 100% in regards to that. Case closed. That's my piece on it. All right, let's get back to football. Y'all want to bring some calls in? I want to bring some calls in, but before I do, y'all already know we got to take a quick moment to allow you guys to see that this video is sponsored by a little special sponsor. Right after that, we'll get to the phone calls. Here we go. All right, guys, quick conversation here. And I know you've been asked to trim the lawn before, and I'm not talking about the lawn outside. I'm talking about your personal lawn. Well, I got an answer for you. It is Manscaped. Manscaped are the champions of the world when it comes to men's below-the-waist grooming. Right now with Manscaped, you can check out the Lawnmower 4.0. Yes, you heard that right. The 4.0. This is a precision-engineered tool for your family jewels. And right now, you can get 20% off if you use the code SimFBallCritic at manscaped.com. Yes, you heard me correct. 20% off and free shipping. All you have to do is use the code SimFBallCritic when you visit manscaped.com. And trust me, guys, with the Lawnmower 4.0, it's a whole new balls game. I know some of y'all be laughing at that, man. But yeah, I had to get that out the way. And I promise y'all, it won't be much longer, man. But I got to get it when I can get it. Y'all can't blame me, right? And you're right, Kenyon. Cats don't know the code. That's code, bruh. That's code. You just don't do that, Charlamagne. Just don't do that. And if anybody don't understand where he was wrong in that, I don't know what to tell you. But let's get to the phone calls, man. Let's get to the phone calls. Who do we got in the queue? Of course. Always one of our favorites, man. Always first in the queue. Mr. Winningham. Let's get him on. Area code 803. What you got for us tonight?
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, because I'm getting a lot of double feedback on the with the talk on the phone here. But I get like a child when I see that. I see your thing that makes me laugh, but endorsement. Now, Big Ben is looking at his football mortality in the States right now, much the same way Drew Brees was. It's no wonder he's out there because this is it. He's saying that this may be the last time that I get to do this. So he's looking at his mortality as far as football. Hopefully not life, but football in the States. Secondly, you see a lot of guys, 75% of these guys out on the field. They're worried about their football mortality as well because there's going to be a lot of competition out there this year. There's going to be some guys who we thought would be on the squad next year. They're going to be gone. And I love it because competition and bringing in these new guys and, it's going to be great. You look at a guy like Najee Harris. I love the way this guy, he just brings the energy. He brings a type of energy as a player. He's a true franchise guy. I love it. You look at guys, you talk about McFarland. In years past, we kind of wasted guys like this because we didn't know what to do with them. You look at, I think his name was Chris Rainey or Felix Jones, who came from Dallas, and there's another guy I can't remember right now, that same type of player. But if you put him in the same packages on the field with Najee Harris or Najee Harris and Benny Snell, we have the offensive weapons to put a lot of stress on the defense. We just have to find out where's our offensive line. Lastly, I would love for us to pick up an outside linebacker, a third tight end, and that's it, left tackle, outside linebacker, and tight end. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great week.
Definitely. Thank you as well, Mr. Winningham. We always appreciate that. And I know you said you had some issues with feedback, but we were able to hear you fine. And, it was a little bit different, but we can hear you just fine. So no worries there. Yeah, man. Good point you made there. What I'll try to do is keep my responses short by maybe addressing one point or so. Yeah, like Chris Rainey, Dre Archer. I mean, how many times have we gone through that? These guys, and I forgot about old boy from Dallas. What was it, Felix Jones? Was that who it was? How many times have we gone through that, man? And it's just like nothing. Remember Rainey? Y'all remember in preseason when he took that? I think he took it around the corner like a sweep or a toss or something, 40-something yard touchdown, and we like, okay, we got something. And so hopefully, man, Anthony McFarland is not one of those guys. And again, I think more so this time it would be because he's just not going to get the opportunity. Obviously, y'all know the pecking order last year. Connor was going to get the first crack at it. Benny Snell the second. And, they tried to get McFarland in. Y'all saw that. McFarland came in here and there, and, production really wasn't there because we know why. The offensive line. However, I did say I felt like he was – remember when I broke down some of the plays? I felt like he was – it reminds me of Little League football when the coach used to always say, yo, stop chopping. We had guys like that on my team that all they want to do is shake and bake and the hole wide open. I'm talking like Pop Warner. And the coach used to be like, just run. You juking air. Ain't nobody even there. I felt like McFarland was doing a little bit of that last year where it was times where I remember showing specific plays where if he just hit it, but we'll see. I'm not giving up on him. I just don't know if he's going to get the opportunity, man. We shall see. Next up, area code 678. What you got for us?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Sim.
Yes, sir.
I want to piggyback off of what you were saying real fast about that Ben Roethlisberger JuJu situation. After you got to talking, I was like, well, maybe that's one of the reasons why JuJu came back, because Ben probably did reach out to him and say, sort of like a la Jerome Bettis, hey, man, this is my last year. If I was going to go out with anybody, I want to go out with you. Now, I know you're going to get offers from other people, but I would, like to end my career with you on the team. And then like also piggyback off of that 2 tailback situation. We run it every once in a while, but we definitely need to run it because we have the talent at tailback period, to make defenses think. And like you said, you got, especially if McFarland, I don't know about McFarland, but that guy from Miami and Benny Snell, if you got them two in the backfield and you send Najee Harris out in motion, you still got somebody that can pick the blitz. I'm not quite sure McFarland's at the size yet to pick up the blitz. And as far as like utilizing more than run back, help me out if I'm wrong, but I think in the beginning when we first had Le'Veon Bell, we had D'Angelo Williams from Carolina, and I think we used to give him a little bit more time back then. I think this year we had the tailbacks to spell Naji a little better. I think we couldn't spell Le'Veon as much as we would like to have is because James Conner in the beginning wasn't picking up that blitz. But thanks for taking my call. Have a pleasant evening.
Thank you for calling. Like always, man, you bring up some great points, man. I would love to attack all of them. But, just because of time, I'm always telling y'all to be short. And then if I sit here and talk all night, straight up hypocrite. So I'll grab one of those points. I want to definitely talk about what you said about JuJu and Ben. Yeah. Like you said, great point. Most of us at least should know this story, but in case you don't, Ben Roethlisberger's rookie season. Boy balled out. Y'all remember that? And then, unfortunately, the rookie bug hit him. He throws that interception to Rodney Harrison and the Patriots, and that closed the door on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger tells Jerome Bettis, give me one more year. Basically promised him that he would win the Super Bowl, right? Y'all remember, that season won't cute. That season down the stretch, about the midpoint, we weren't looking that good. We had to fight. We fought our way. Y'all remember, that was the slugfest. Like, slide in the playoffs and go on the road, but they won it. They won it. And Ben Roethlisberger basically gave Jerome Bettis his word. Give me another year and I'm going to get you that trophy. And what a storybook ending. The bus goes back to Detroit to play in the Super Bowl and wins it. And you retire right there. I mean, beautiful stuff. So you never know. JuJu definitely seems like Ben Roethlisberger has a good relationship with JuJu. So maybe he did say that. Look, man, I only got this one season. I think I need you to be a part of that. And listen, of course, cap and all that. And of course, I'm sure JuJu understands his payday will come next season, whether it's with the Steelers or not. So, like I said, I don't think JuJu was just running off at the lips for no reason. I think the team probably knows, and Ben's already said, this is it. So, next up, area code 313. What you got for us?
Hey, so what's going on? This is Gerald Dukes hollering at you from Detroit, baby.
Good. How you doing, man?
Okay. I'm doing all right. I've just enjoyed my retirement. I retired May 1st, 30 years. You already said it the last couple of times on the thing I told you. 30 years with Detroit Police.
Oh,
but
man.
I'm just
Congratulations.
Yeah. Yo, appreciate it. I'm talking about our Steelers. I'm going to take y'all back. I don't know. I'm 53. I can go back to the 70s when you be saying, I wish I was back to see them. I watched them all the way through the Swan, Star Wars, the Blyers, Harris, and everybody. And I'm going to tell you what we about to hit. When Terry Bradshaw retired, remember, it's almost like iconic that, remember, Terry went out because of his elbow. Ben tore up his elbow.
Yeah. We
went into a quarterback drought for about 20-some years. We've been trying to find that franchise, and now while everybody wants Ben to go ahead and get out that door, I'm trying to tell you, I watched agonizing quarterback from, what was my man, used to be on TV, Mark Malone. Start with him, Stroud, David Woodley. I can go down the line and name you them terrible quarterbacks. Then we get Cordell. Then we go get Tommy Maddox from the the Arena Football League. Then Roethlisberger was drafted. Now we sat there for 18 years, a playoff contender team. Only thing I said we made that mistake was watching them. Tom and them did it too late. When we had the killer bees together, we were sitting in the draft, when we got Jarvis Jones, they should have did the trade up back then to get the killer defensive player to stabilize that defense. When we was playing New England, we was Super Bowl bound. It was the defense. They waited till they bust up everything. And then I'm falling on the floor now. You gonna trade up to get Bush? I'm like, why are you trying to do that when you have the killer bees? But remember, we always say the standard is the standard with Pittsburgh, how they do things. If they would have did it 2 to 3 years earlier, oh my God! Because we wouldn't have gave up 45 to the Jacksonville Jaguars if we traded up and would have got one of them corners to shut down. That's the only thing we was missing, somebody in the back end, because we never replaced Toy Palomalo. That was missing. But so we going into the thing. I'm going to the training camp. I'm hoping it's open to the public. I'm going to the Hall of Fame game. I'll put on tonight. I'm also going to catch the Raiders game on the second week of the season, and I'm going to stay there the week to catch the Cincinnati game the week after. So I'm going to get my Steeler love from my boys, and I hope we get wins. But y'all keep it up, Steeler proud, and you know what I'm saying? And back to your question, the battle between the number 2 back will happen in training camp. Canada's offense was built for a guy like McFarland. He played in Canada's offense. And if you really want to see it, I went back and watched 2017 season at LSU, Canada's offense, going with Dice and everything at LSU. Go look at that offense. They got like 9 games on YouTube. Y'all guys can check it out. This is what the Steelers somewhat of his offense going to look like. And you're going to see McFarland fits it better than Benny Snell's, even though Naji going to be the number 1 back.
Right.
So check it out. Y'all have a blessed one. And thanks again. I love you guys. All right? God bless.
Man, thank you as well, man. God bless to you as well. And before I go any further, man, let me throw a round of applause to 313 Daryl Dukes. Round of applause for the man retired. And if I'm not mistaken, Daryl, if you hear me still in the chat, did you say you were 53 or 63? If you say you was 53, and either way, even 63, but to be able to retire 30 years in and to still just be 53 years old, man, round of applause. And congratulations. But you guys definitely, share in that, man. Congratulate him in the chat. Got to be a wonderful thing to be able to retire and kick your feet back, man. And you know what I mean? You put your work in. So we appreciate it. Yeah, he said 53. Look, that's what I'm saying. To be able to have put in 30 years and retire at 53, I'm going to tell y'all something. 53 is not old, folks. I know some of y'all that's 20-something. You probably thinking, whoa, that's not. It's not old. The people that I know that's in their 50s, they ain't old men. They don't act like old men. You know what I mean? Age is what you make it. But congratulations to Daryl, man. That's good stuff right there. Good stuff. All right, man. Let's grab looks like one last caller here for the night. Area code 514. What you got for us?
Hey, how's it going, Slim? It's Rodney. I'm calling from Montreal, Canada, showing love to your show. First-time caller.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I wanted to address a little bit about the running game and how people's reaction really frustrates me. And, as a Steelers fan, we should demand a little bit more respect. But when respect is not given, we just take it out on the field. So as far as the pick for the tight end, Pat, when I used to coach football in college in Canada, I used to know how important it was to seal the point of contact as a defender. So if ever there was an outside run, as an edge, you need to squeeze the play back in. So when I saw that they got a tight end who can actually block, I think he's going to have a bigger impact on the running game than people actually think, because the minute you have someone solid at the end of the line, you're able to slide a lot more, so it creates the holes, it creates the cutback lanes, and you don't get the play squeezed in. And I think that was one of the biggest problems that we had with Matt Canada's offense. We didn't have that person on the edge. Villanueva or the other tackle wasn't able to really get motion and movement
at the end of the line. So it created all kinds of situation that made our running backs have a hard time. So the question I want to ask you, how good do you think our running game needs to be for us to get that Super Bowl? Because I believe it doesn't need to be that much better, because our passing game is so good. Even when people knew what we were going to do, we still did it for 11 games. Even if it was apparent, everybody knew what we were going to do, but we were still able to move the ball down until they figured it out. So the minute the running game is just 30%, I feel 30 to 35% better, I think it's going to make the whole difference. And we definitely win in the Super Bowl this year, baby. Let's go.
Man, I don't know about the Super Bowl, but hey, I'm with you. If you
Come on, man.
if you optimistic, you know what? I might change my approach this year. I might start being more optimistic with you guys. But yeah, man, since you're a first time caller, man, I'll give you a little more time. You got anything else?
Yeah, well, obviously, I think that our team is built for a deep push in the playoffs this year, and I'm really basing it on the defense and the balance that we have in offense and defense. I honestly think we're going to go pretty far, and we're going to surprise a lot of people just because the running game adds so much balance to it. And the minute you have a tight end who's able to block and run on defensive, you need to be matching with a player who can actually stop the run and also cover Pat. And I don't think that there's a lot of people in the league that's able to run with Pat, cover, and actually stop him from blocking and have an impact on the running game. So every single year, I know I'm optimistic. I always think we're going to win the Super Bowl. But this year, there's something special, man. I feel it like I felt it with Jerome Bettis when he had to leave, and I feel like Big Ben is going to have that type of year. But Najee's a big help. It's going to make such a difference. We don't need our running game to be number one to be able to get to the Super Bowl, right? So I truly believe that we're going to make a deep push in the playoff. Thanks for taking my call.
No problem, man. We thank you for calling. I'm definitely going to answer your question, but let me throw you a round of applause, man. First time caller. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. All the way from Montreal, man. He's up north. So definitely appreciate that. Let me get these headphones off. Yes. He wants to know, where does our run game need to be in order for us to win the Super Bowl, or like, just to go deep, or just, to be more successful? But we know what we're talking about, the Super Bowl. Honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. And, when I say this number, some people are going to say, oh, that's a lot, but it's not. I think if at the end of the season or heading into the playoffs, Najee Harris has rushed for 1,000 yards, we good. Think about that. Now, I know that don't sound like a lot. People can rush for 1,000 with ease. I don't think nobody did that last year, right? So what I'm saying is that's a marginal improvement. I think if we have 1,000-yard rusher, it's only it's 17 games. You know what I'm saying? That's less than 100 yards a game. You might have some games in there you don't run that well. But if we can walk away with Najee Harris, we look back and he's rushed for 1,000 or more yards, I think that's all the run game we need. And the reason why we're going to need some run game, of course, we all know when the playoff time comes and it's cold and, not just because you want to be able to run the ball due to weather, but also it's a time of possession game when you start playing against those other teams. When you start playing against the Ravens with Lamar Jackson and the run game and just all of the stuff they could throw at you offensively, right? When you start playing, yes, I'm going to say it, Cleveland, that can run the football. When you start playing against Pat Mahomes, with that offense that can score 100 if they want to. You understand what I'm saying? That's when you need to be able to run the football. Because at that point, it's all about time of possession, ball control. And that's it. That's it. Keep your defense fresh. Limit the amount of snaps that they have to defend. And you possessing the football, that's when you need to run the football. Now, of course, there were some games where we utilized the short passing game as our run game. And like you said, I think our offense, even this year, I think the passing production will be even more efficient. I think, like you said, Pat Fryer move, man, is going to help in the run game as well as the passing game, because I think we might see more 12 personnel, even though, Ebron is not the best blocker. Like I said, if you have to, just don't run to his side when you're in 12. But being able to have, the bigger package in 12 and being able to, get Fryer move matched up on a preferable matchup, yeah, I think we're going to be able to pass the ball just fine because we got weapons, if y'all really think about it. And we're not being biased here, but let's just be serious. JuJu is a weapon. Claypool can be a serious weapon. Deontay Johnson, he needs to work on his concentration. That's it. Concentration and ball control. That's it. That's all he needs. He got everything else. Right? Just those three guys alone. You still got James Washington that can make the tough catches. Ray McLeod that, could be something for you with reverses and things like that. I mean, Najee Harris, Anthony McFarland. I mean, you hope it, but I'm just saying there are weapons out there. So rush for 1,000 yards at least, one person. Not saying collectively. If we have 1,000-yard rusher, I think the Steelers have enough run game to play with anybody. I will honestly say defense is still to be determined because, we don't know what our secondary really will be. We don't know. But, with TJ, you hope, Highsmith takes a step. Still got Cam. You still got Tuitt. You still got Alu. Devin Bush is coming back, so you expect that to help. And even if he's lined up alongside Spillane, Spillane earned my respect last year. I wouldn't, I don't have a big problem with Spillane playing out there with Devin Bush. I don't. I'm going to be honest with y'all. In comparison to who we got. Now, Buddy Johnson might prove, to take the spot. But let's be 100% honest real quick. 100% honest. Who would you rather be on the field more if we're going with two inside backers? Bush and Williams or Bush and Spillane? That's a good question to throw out there at the chat. I want you guys to answer that. Who would you rather have? I love Vinny. Y'all know I do. I've known Vinny since the Florida State days. I love, like my boy Tony would say, Vinny be out there bussing. He do. But I'd rather have Spillane out there from, if we're going to play him, in nickel and stuff like that, when we're going to go two backers, I'd rather have Spillane, man, because Spillane, Kenyon has told you guys as well, Spillane has shown to be more efficient in pass coverage. Maybe not the greatest. I mean, how many linebackers are? But he has been in better spots and in better position than Vince Williams. I mean, hey, got a pick 6 against Lamar. So I'm just saying. I have no problem with that. Now, Buddy still has to prove himself. Let's not, ride the bandwagon of we can't do that for all of the rookies. These guys have to prove themselves. Guys like Naji, yeah, I don't expect Naji to not be successful. Come on. I mean, he's a running back. Come on. It ain't hard to run the football, with that type of skill set. He's going to be fine. But as far as everybody else, we got to see, especially on defense, they got to prove themselves. So, if Buddy wins out the competition, then y'all know I'm ecstatic. Because it looked like he got something with him. And most rookies are going to go through their rookie woes, but I'm ecstatic if somehow Buddy Johnson wins out, then I'm pumped because I like what I see in his game. But either way, I'd rather see Spillane Bush or Johnson and Bush. So, just my thoughts. But all right, guys, real quick before I get out of here, man, just one more thing that I wanted to bring to everyone's attention in terms of Najee Harris. I was looking at this, man, and I heard a couple of other people reference it as well, and it made me have to take a double take. I'm going to read you guys the draft picks in order again, right? And then we're going to take a look at who the Steelers took, obviously, at 24. So, Jacksonville Jaguars, y'all already know. Trevor Lawrence, The Jets took Zach Wilson. The Niners took Trey Lance. The Falcons took Kyle Pitts. The Bengals took Jamar Chase. The Dolphins took Jalen Waddle. The Lions were able to get Penei Sewell. J.C. Horn was taken by the Carolina Panthers. Right after that, Patrick Surtain goes to Denver. Devontae Smith goes to Philly after some moving around from Philly. Justin Fields finds himself in Chicago. At 12, Michael Parsons goes to Dallas. 13, Rashawn Slater goes to the Chargers. At 14, Elijah Vera Tucker goes to the Jets. Good pickup for them. At 15, Mac Jones to the Patriots. At 16, Zaven Collins to the Cardinals. 17, Alex Leatherwood, somewhat of a head scratcher there, but hey, whatever, goes to the Raiders. At 18, Jalen Phillips goes to the Dolphins. 19, Jamin Davis goes to Washington. At 20, Kadarius Toney goes to the Giants. At 21, Kwity Paye goes to the Colts. 22, Caleb Farley goes to the Titans. Shout outs to my boy Azul Effect if he sees this. Great pick for you guys. At 23, Christian Darrisaw goes to the Vikings. And at 24, the Pittsburgh Steelers select Najee Harris. Let me read you guys the names right after that. And I have a question for y'all. At 25, Travis Etienne, Jaguars. 26, Greg Newsome, Cleveland Browns. 27, Rashad Bateman goes to the Ravens. 28, Peyton Turner goes to the Saints. At 29, Eric Stokes, which is somebody I had my eye on, goes to Green Bay. At 30, Greg Rizzo, the edge out of Miami, goes to the Buffalo Bills. At 31, I know I'm going to say this name wrong, but it's, what's his name? Odafe Oweh, is that it? Goes to the Ravens. And at 32, Joe Tryon, edge from Washington, goes to the Bucs. I have a question. For all of the names that I've read after Najee Harris, this is a question for the chat. Would you guys have taken any of those guys before Najee Harris? And I'm going to wait a moment because I want a lot of comments here. I want a lot of opinions, and then I'll state my case, and then we'll be out of here. Again, would you have taken any of those guys after Najee Harris? Or, excuse me, before Najee? Would you have taken any of those guys? Let me read the names again. Travis Etienne, Greg Newsome, Rashad Bateman, Peyton Turner, Eric Stokes, Greg Rizzo, Odafe Oweh, and Joe Tryon. Would you have taken any of those guys before Najee Harris? Maybe Stokes. Okay, I can see that. Come on, guys. I need a lot of participation. I see a lot of no's out there. Come on, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling. Would you have taken any of those guys before Najee? No. No. Eric Stokes, maybe. Okay. None of them. Okay. Rod says no, no, no. You're welcome, Rod. Thank you for calling, my brother. Maybe Greg Newsome. Okay. I can see that. Okay, so most people say no. Mr. ABS says you could argue ETN, but it's preference. Okay. Stokes only one. Okay, so most of us are saying the same thing. Perhaps Stokes, perhaps Newsome. The caveat there is the Steelers' history of picking first-round corners, but I really liked Stokes. So I might have thrown that history out the window and would have said, well, Stokes is going to be fine. Okay. Sorry, but let me read a few more names. This is second round. Tyson Campbell, followed by Elijah Moore, Javonte Williams. Y'all already know how I feel about Javonte Williams. He went at 35. And again, it comes down to preference, which one you would have taken. All right, I'm going to just read 10 names here. My cousin, he's distant, but little cousin, Javon Holland, Landon Dickerson, Christian Barmore, Tevin Jenkins, Richie Grant, Levi Onwuzurike. No, I said that wrong. Liam Eckenberg, Trayvon Mooring, Kevin Joseph, and we'll read down to 15. Walker Little, Jackson Carman, Asante Samuel Jr. Would you have taken any of those guys that I just read before Naji? Keep in mind, I'm talking about at 24. So all of these guys I just read were the second round. Tyson Campbell, for you guys that may not know them all, cornerback from Georgia. Elijah Moore, wide receiver, Mississippi. Javonte Williams, running back, North Carolina. Javon Holland, safety out of Oregon. Landon Dickerson, the center from Alabama. We all know that he had both ACL tear in both knees in his career, collegiate career. Christian Barmore, Alabama D tackle. Tevin Jenkins, Oklahoma State. Offensive tackle, Richie Grant, cornerback from UCF, safety from UCF. And then Levi, D tackle from Washington. Liam Eckenberg, tackle from Notre Dame. Yada, 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 yada. Y'all down to 15, Asante Samuel, cornerback, Florida State. Would you guys have taken any of those guys at 24? Keep in mind, there's my camera bugging out again. Keep in mind, these guys went in the second round. So I prefaced the question with, would you have taken any of those 15 at 24? Somebody said possibly JOK. Where did JOK go? JOK went pick number 20 to the Browns. Yep. So he went right before. Okay, so right before that. So there was JOK at 20, Dylan Randunes at 21, Dayu Odeyangbu, Dayo Odeyangbo, I think that's how you say it, from Vanderbilt. And then we picked Pat Fryermuth at 55. So again, would you guys have taken any of those first 15 that went in the second round at 24? Let's see what you guys have. Okay, yeah, I could see taking Javonte Williams, and taking Javonte Williams is kind of making my point. Zaven or Darisaw, you couldn't have got Zaven. Yeah, Zaven was gone. And Darisaw, where did he go? I think Darisaw, was he still there in the first round? I gotta go back and look at the names myself. What are y'all saying? Landon or Tevin? Okay, Charlie Brown. So just to make sure, you would have taken Landon or Tevin at number 24 is what you're saying? Michael Garman says yes. Okay. I would love to say Landon if I knew we could get Sermon. Yeah, but you don't know that. But again, I'm saying you would have taken Landon in the first round at 24. Zaven was gone. Yep. Maybe Williams. Okay. Okay. Sade says, I would have taken, hello, Miss Sade. I don't think I spoke to you earlier. So how are you doing this evening? I know how you feel about the running back. She says she probably would have taken the center. So which one? Which one, Sade? And again, we just having conversation. Which one would you have taken at in the first round at 24? Who would you have taken? Because at that time, let me double check. Yeah, Darisaw went right before Naji. He's an offensive tackle. So none of the centers, from what I see, none of them went in the first round. So in that case, are we saying that we would have taken Landon Dickerson with his injury history in the first over Najee Harris? Look at my camera. What is it doing? Y'all see this? I'm gonna get me a new camera. That's just it. I'm gonna have to. I think this thing is starting to be sensitive to light. The old Canon. I think I'm gonna have to switch up and get me a Sony. Mr. ABS, exactly. Okay, let me read his comment, then I'll give y'all, the reason why I even asked that question, right? So he says, no, because the Steelers are never in a draft position to draft the number one player in any position. They rated Naji number 1 on their board, and picking at 24 without moving up, it was a no-brainer for them. That's it, guys. That's all I'm saying. And it's funny that most of us are sitting here agreeing now. We can look back after the draft and kind of understand why they went with the running back. We don't have to agree, but when you look at it like that, that's why they picked Naji. At 24, when you look at the guys who went before him, right? And you look at the guys who were left in the first round, and then the first 15 that got picked in the second round, I don't think you can argue taking Naji with his caliber and what he's projected to be at 24. That was a steal. I know the stigma around taking first round backs, but let's not forget ETN went right off the board right after him. That means Najee was gone. Williams went right off the board at 35. So the top 3 running backs that we all wanted were gone. And there's no guarantee that, let me just take a quick look here. We can wrap it up with this. Let me see, when did my boy get picked? So we took Freiermuth. We could have got Sermon in the second round, right? So possibly, maybe Sermon is there, maybe not. But all I'm saying is, man, is what Mr. ABS says. Is what he said. When you look at it from a business standpoint, the Steelers clearly valued Naji they clearly valued him at that spot, man. He was probably the highest rated player on the board at 24. You can't pass that up. So that's why it happened, man. Eric Winslow says most number 1 picks are bust. Okay. Let me ask you a question. I think the Steelers have a kind of a good track record. Obviously there were some guys that didn't work out, but TJ Watt was a hit. Cam Hayward. I mean, Ryan Shazier. Those guys were hits. Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, now, yes, Ryan Shazier got injured. I understand that. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and justify all first-round picks. But I'm just saying, we've had some good ones. Over the last, 15 years, we had some solid ones, and we had some that were questionable. Your Jarvis Joneses of the world, and your Artie Burns of the world. And, we've had some questionable ones, but I don't know if I could say that. I don't know if I could say most number 1 picks are bust. I don't know if I'm ready to say that for any team. Yeah, I don't know if I could say that for any team, to be honest with you. Honestly, y'all want me to be serious, or watch me poke the bear right here and piss off my good brother Kenyon? Y'all want me to be 100% honest? I don't even think we can say that about Dupree. If I'm being honest, I don't think we can even say that about Bud. He wasn't a bust. He turned out to not be a bust. He had, 1.5, but he had some good, he ended up having good outings with us. Maybe came a little too late. Yeah, Troy Polamalu. I mean, come on, man. Pound Seed, the Castro. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, good brother. You can't say that most of them were busts. I don't know. I don't know where you getting that from, fam. I don't know. Now, if you want to pick a certain position, I think we can agree on some of those. But if you just look at some of the names that I've said and the names that everybody is saying here, I don't know if you can win that argument. Most? I mean, you got me even looking outside of the Steelers. Like, most first-round picks are bust? But, hey, all love is all love, all respectable. I respect everybody's opinion. So, Yeah, like I said, and I know, y'all know Kenyon. Kenyon actually calls him Bud Dupree now because he's not on the team. Yeah, absolutely, Kenyon. He wasn't a bust, but he turned out to be. Wait, did somebody say Bush was a bust? Or Antoine, you just saying Bush isn't a bust? And yeah, see, and if somebody's out here calling Bush a bust already, I don't know if they did, but if somebody were to say that, it's way too early for that. We can't take credit for Minka, Well, sorta. We knew that was going to be our pick, right? We knew we needed safety help, so sorta. But we didn't draft him. Santonio Holmes, yeah, man, come on, yeah, listen, man, yeah, it's gonna be hard to win that argument there. But yeah. But all right, man, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down, man. This was a good show, man. Again, like I said, this is why you guys are family. That's why I say, I don't use the word subscribers. We're all family. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make it good, man. We've been on here almost an hour and a half, and I'm really just pulling topics from, pulling from straws here. It's not a lot going on right now, and you guys still find a way to push it beyond an hour. That's incredible. That's incredible. Yeah, you know what? Let me say that one too, Hopper. We'll end on that note. I don't know it. Yeah, I don't know if I could say Terrell Edmunds is a bust either. I don't. I will say this. Artie Burns was probably a bust. Terrell Edmunds, I'm not really going to call him a bust because Terrell Edmunds has turned out to be a decent player. In most people's eyes, they would say he's a bust, though, because he's not a playmaker, right? That's all. That's the only reason why you're saying that, and maybe that's just not his game. But I don't think we can sit here with a straight face and say that Terrell Edmunds wasn't his best version of himself last season. He's continued to progress. Again, he's not Minka. He's not Polamalu. Nobody is. But he's just not that. He's not the Buda Baker type of guy, a playmaker type of dude. He's just not. But what does he do well? Tackles, plays decent around the box. Actually, in my opinion, had better pass defense last year. Had some PBUs. That's not a bust. To some people, it is because, again, most general fans, and this is not a disrespectful term. It's a term I made up. Most fans are highlight watchers. Y'all are highlight fans. So if they're not jumping off the screen and getting intercept, then you don't think the player was good. We've proven that here on this show when we talk about certain players each and every week, even when we're showing the film. We've proven that some people just don't, and that's not a knock. Everybody's not into it like that. You're just a fan. You know what I'm saying? That's not a disrespect. But everybody doesn't watch the ins and outs, the X's and O's and all of that stuff to know who's been balling out and who hasn't. You just, if you ain't seeing highlights, if a guy ain't getting 8 interceptions a year, he's not good. If you really look at what Terrell Edmunds brings to the defense, he's not bad. He's not a great player. He's okay. But to me, he turned out to kind of be what he was in college. So I wouldn't consider him a bust. So there you go. Absolutely, Zawami. He's solid. He's solid. And I'm surprised that I'm saying that. I mean, to me, he's outplayed Sean Davis. Terrell Edmunds is okay. He doesn't have to be the playmaker. Everybody's not going to be that. Whoa, one more time. Shout outs to C. Antoine Hill. Round of applause for the donation. We'll end with this. He says, Bush is not a bust, but some fair weathers will say he is, even when he's recovering from injury. Edmunds is not, but we are using him wrong. Okay, that could be. Okay, I'm definitely curious to hear, how you would, prefer to use him. And yeah, if you all here calling that man a bust, Devin Bush, how? He has less than a season and a half under his belt. Y'all need to stop. Whoever's out there saying that, again, what I say, highlight watcher. Now, what is Devin Bush's weakness? it might be coverage. And it's funny because when we coveted him, where everybody was saying, yeah, it's a good pick, he was good in coverage because of his speed, but his stature doesn't always lend to his, advantage, right? He's not a super short man in the real life. He's 5'11". That's not a short person. But in the NFL, it's short when you're trying to guard some receivers, but more importantly, tight ends. And when we saw that, when Devin Bush was getting abused and getting picked on, throwing it to a big tight end. But what he brought to the table, sideline to sideline, and his speed and chasing down, kind of did what Ryan Shazier did for us in terms of sideline to sideline and making tackles. Whether y'all believe this or not, look at the stat sheet. Devin Bush was making tackles like crazy. So I don't know. But it is what it is. I love chopping it up here, man. You guys always make it fun and make it worthwhile. So we'll go ahead and get out of here for tonight. Again, I kind of announced it last week, but I will announce it again, and I will re-upload this episode as a members-only view. Let me explain again what that means really quick. I have turned on that feature, folks. Members only means that only members can watch the video. The reason why I would re-upload this video and make it members only, because some people have expressed that they do not like the ads and things like that pop up in the video. I am a YouTuber. Most of you guys know how YouTube works. You get monetized on your content. I want to be monetized on my content. The way that I can offer that to you without ads is came up with a bright idea. I can allow people to become members of the channel. If you want to do that, it's completely up to you. But if you want to do that, it is a $4.99 charge per month. But what you will get is you will get every single video that I upload with no ads. I will simply turn monetization off on that particular viewing, as well as I'll do some private streams and private content and things like that. This is not an ad. It's just my way of offering what some websites offer. Some can offer, ad-free. This is my only way to do it, because honestly, with the way my videos run, I'm being open and honest with you guys. I always do. I'm not cutting off the ads. Sorry, but not sorry. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. And for you guys who are watching it live, it affects you not at all. None of you would ever be affected because you're watching it live and you ain't seeing no ads anyway. I don't think you are. I don't think ads show during the live. I'm not sure. But even if it does, most of y'all have expressed that y'all don't care. But I say all that just to say, for anybody who's interested in that, there's a link in the description here. You'll start seeing it in my videos. You can join, and that's what joining will give you. It gives you, let's be honest, some of this stuff isn't cheesy. You get certain badges, but you'll get private content, and it will be specific videos that I will make only for you guys. This might be the way I end up doing all 22, depending on how the NFL, how picky they're going to be this year. We'll see. But it's simply a way for you to watch videos without ads, and I can still have my regular video play with ads. We all win. There you have it. But outside of that, guys, make sure you do this for me. Like, subscribe, and cut on your notifications. And this has been a great show. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Great rest of the week, and enjoy some playoffs, man. See, Antoine, if I'm not mistaken, our Sixers are on tonight, right? I think they on tonight. So let me go take a look at it, because I think everybody is on every two game right now, every 2 days. I think we playing tonight, but even if we're not, enjoy some NBA playoffs, guys, because it's been some good games already. Sorry, Laker fans. Just being honest, don't expect any big things to happen for you guys this year. Just don't. Don't have no expectations, and that way you won't be disappointed. But all right, man, let me go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a good night. God bless. Stay safe. And like always, thank you for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday. Peace. Oh, tomorrow. Somebody said we play tomorrow. Okay, my bad. Peace.